Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
And I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Brent. Happy Thursday to you. Is it chilly out there?
Well, you know what? It's actually extremely comfortable. We are live this morning for the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show here at the SOD, at the Red Barn, here in Broken Bow today. It's a big day for the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Visitor Center. A very pleasant morning. Man, what a gorgeous scene. Kind of up here on the hill, looking out. We're sitting right outside the new SOD House, which will have the official dedication coming up later today with the official ribbon cutting at 5:30. We're sitting right outside the SOD, looking out at this beautiful sunrise that is starting to occur. This is great, man. I don't know. I think we need to do more of this. This is just beautiful being out here live for you this morning as the sun comes up, and we are looking forward to a great day of activity here at the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Visitor Center. Again, they'll have the special ribbon cutting and dedication of the SOD House that was put up earlier this year, and coming up later in the show, especially in the 9 o'clock hour, I believe, we'll be planning to visit with people like Rick Moss and Mike Evans and others who were so instrumental in putting up the SOD House, kind of talk to them about what created the desire to do this, and then just put the focus throughout the day on the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Visitor Center. So we're going to be here live all morning here from the Visitor Center right outside the SOD House. And Jeremy was remarking, Jeremy is here. He's putting up the video equipment. We are on Facebook Live, so you'll be able to see the show. You'll be able to get a picture of the SOD House as well if you go to Facebook Live, and we'll have the whole show for you on radio and on the live video stream as we go through the day here this morning. So we encourage you to come on out throughout the day and take advantage of the wonderful things going on here at the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Visitor Center. Again, the Big Pie Contest will be coming up later on today. You can drop off your entries at the barn beginning at 10 a.m. and running until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we encourage you to do that. If you're a baker, we encourage you to enter the contest. And then, of course, the winner will have their name displayed on a plaque that is visible here at the Visitor Center. So we'll encourage you to participate in that. Entries will be taken from 10 until 3, and then the judging for the pie contest will be shortly after that. And all of that will lead up to the ribbon cutting for the SOD House, which is scheduled for around 5:30 today. And we encourage you to come on out and take part in the festivities of that as well. All right, I think Jeremy's kind of got things set up as far as the video portion of our broadcast is concerned, so we're going to have him pick up a mic, and he's going to join us here this morning as we roll through the breakfast show today. Man, my friend, what a beautiful view this is, huh?
Yeah, this is really, really nice. We should have brought a coffee maker up here, though. We ran power up here, but we just needed a coffee maker. That's all we needed. A cup of coffee.
And now that you mention that, it just made me remember I left my coffee in the car.
Oh, no.
So
it's probably grab that
it's probably cold by now, so not a big deal. You were remarking as we were setting up, it was kind of neat. Rick Moss strung a power cord out of the visitor center to the kind of picnic area that has been built here. And then we were stringing cord up in front of the SOD House, and you were remarking this is just kind of an interesting picture, stringing electrical power out in front of a SOD House.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, they live without power and electricity and modern amenities for their entire lives and built houses like this by hand, and here we are saying, oh, let's do a radio broadcast in front of it with video live streaming. So it is kind of ironic when you think about it, but I think it's going to be a fun morning. I think it'll be interesting to conduct an interview right here.
We've really been blessed up to this point getting set up because the winds are very calm. I was kind of worried about that showing up here. I'm like, oh, man, my papers are going to be blown all over the place, but not the case at the moment. I did step inside the SOD House. Man, it's hot in there.
Yeah,
it really is. Hey,
yeah.
It's cool outside here this morning, but inside, it's warm in the SOD House.
Yeah,
today.
You can well insulated. You can see why they use those thick bricks like that. But just wanted to hop on and do a little bit of what we call the not so much radio, but there's a lot of times we run into situations where there's no secrets on our setups and things like that. And I just wanted to tell Dave that, Dave, if you're listening, I forgot a box that has batteries in it that I need. If you want to grab that out of the top of the front closet, it's a brown box. It's got some big batteries in it. I just need that for the other camera if we go inside the SOD house so I can go mobile. I'll need that a little bit later. So, yeah, thought I'd text him, but I was like, oh, he's busy back there. So, thanks, Dave.
Well, you know what? That's what radio is used for. It's used to pass along information.
There you go.
That's what we did this morning. So there you go. Big day today here at the Visitor Center. Again, we'll plan to visit with people like Rick Moss, Mike Evans. I think maybe some others going to come out and talk about just the Visitor Center itself and also about the SOD House. Really exciting later today, Jeremy, when they do the ribbon cutting. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people coming out to participate in that.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see if they decide to do the ribbon cutting inside or outside. I'm guessing outside. Hoping there's a big crowd on hand for that. And everybody will have their bellies full with pie as well at that time by the time they do the ribbon cutting. And again, if you weren't listening to the breakfast show yesterday, unable to have the humanities speaker come in and talk. And, she's really disappointed she's unable to come. And I have no doubt in my mind that she'll try to come up with another time to come out and do that speaking portion that I know a lot of people were looking forward to, including her. So should be a lot of fun. The pie contest, you still have time. Run to the store. Get your ingredients. I don't know a whole lot about pies, but I know that most of them don't take 6 hours to bake. So you can pull that together today. Just get your pie here before 3 o'clock. The judging is going to get started shortly after that, and then they'll just roll right into having those pies available for the public for a free will donation.
I still can't get over the beauty of this scene. Setting outside the SOD house, the windmill right in front of us. We're kind of up on the hill a little bit. This sunrise that is starting to occur, just absolutely beautiful. So it's a great way to start our day, and we hope it's a great way for you to start your day here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Since we've been using radio as a way to pass information back and forth with each other, Jeremy, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Because of our setup, to make sure we don't lose the Facebook live feed, I can't play music?
Oh, no, you can.
I can?
I'll just switch from our sports thing. I'll the laptop we usually use for sports streaming is what I'm using this morning. I'll just switch over to the one that has no sound on it, so we can play some music.
All right,
Otherwise, we could just stick it to Facebook and just do it anyway.
There you go. I like the way you think.
Eventually, they'll claim the video, and then we won't have it. But hey, whatever.
All right. Well, sounds good. I'll give you a heads up.
Okay.
If we play some to help fill some time here this morning. We did bring all the paperwork. It's going to be a fun show. We've got a good guest list this morning, and we have invited all of our guests to come out and join us here at the Visitor Center right outside the SOD House here in Broken Bow. And so we're going to have a great show. Dave will be coming out later on in the morning, so it'll be yours truly and Dave with the breakfast show for you this morning. Dave will join us here once he's able to make it this way, and then we'll be joined by our guests beginning in the 8 o'clock hour. So a lot of good stuff coming up for you here on a special live on remote location broadcast of the breakfast show here this morning. We did bring all of the school lunch menus with us this morning, so I'm going to roll through those here this morning. And we will start you off at Sargent Public School today, where they are going to feature chicken and rice or potato soup with crackers and cheese, fruit cup, cookie, milk, and salad bar. That'll be at Sargent Public Schools. At Arnold today, it's saying pizza by Mr. Morgan. Now, I don't know if Mr. Morgan's making the pizza or what's going on there, but that'll be fun. Arnold today, pizza by Mr. Morgan is showing on the lunch menu today. At Litchfield today, they show Sloppy Joe's for the lunch menu at Litchfield Public Schools. As we roll through the school lunch menus here today, we'll go to SEM, where today it is showing Italian Dunkers on the menu at Sumner, Eddyville, Miller Public Schools. Some of the other lunch menus that we have at Sandhills Public School in Dunning: barbecue ribs on a bun, tried taters and green beans. That'll be at Sandhills today. At Ansley, goulash is on the menu at Ansley Public Schools. As we look at some other school lunch menus, we'll transition to Cozad today. Doesn't look like there's anything on the menu today or tomorrow for Cozad, so we will move on to Anselmo Myrna, where at AM today it's showing traditional beefy lasagna with garlic breadstick, chicken nuggets with garlic breadstick, fresh-baked zesty combo sub. Those are your choices at Anselmo Myrna today. Gothenburg, traditional beefy lasagna with garlic breadstick, chicken nuggets with garlic breadstick, fresh-baked ham and cheese sub, made fresh beefy pizza. Some of your choices that you'll find at Gothenburg today for school lunch. As we go to Loup City Public Schools, it's showing spaghetti or chicken Alfredo, green beans, and a breadstick at Loup City today. Thetford Public Schools showing chicken taquitos, rice, broccoli, veggie fruit bar, and milk. That'll be at Thetford today. Callaway Public Schools today showing chicken Alfredo for lunch today at Callaway. I think those are all of your school lunch menus that we have to pass along to you. As we take a look at the menu for the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow today, their menu is going to feature country fried steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, peas, dinner roll, and fruit. That'll be at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow today. If you want to join them for lunch, they do ask that you call ahead of time to 872-6121. Put in your reservation. They ask that you call by 9 a.m. so that they can prepare. That's your menu today at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow. Brent Apperson and Jeremy Shipe with you live here in front of the SOD House at the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Visitor Center here in Broken Bow, just on the east edge of Broken Bow, Nebraska. And we are getting ready for a big day of activity here at the Visitor Center. Again, they will be hosting a special pie contest. This has been going on for a few years now. And so they invite you to bring in your pies that you freshly baked. Drop off your entries at the barn between 10 and 3 today. Then they'll have the judging shortly after 3 once all of the pies have been collected. And then a pie champion for 2023 will be crowned. And then later today, it's the official ribbon cutting of the SOD House, which was put up earlier this year as a feature here at the Visitor Center. And that special ribbon cutting will be coming up at around 5:30 today. And we'll be talking more about the day, more about the SOD House, how it came to be and everything as we go through the show today. I think our plan is to kind of in the 9 o'clock hour really put the focus on what's been happening here at the Visitor Center. So we'll encourage you to join us for that, especially coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. Again, Dave is on his way. He'll be joining us live here at the Visitor Center as we broadcast just outside the SOD House here on this beautiful Thursday morning. You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Secret Garden. Some secrets just can't be kept. Right now is the time to fall into savings. You'll find that fall decorations have been marked anywhere from 30 to 50% off. Don't forget to enjoy a $5 lunch or delicious smoothie or latte while you shop. Proverbs 3, verse 6. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Open Friday 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday 8:30 to 4:30. The Secret Garden, located 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
Harvest is here. Bruning Bank enables you to manage your finances from the field, combine, grain cart, or wherever you are with 24/7 access to your accounts. Check your balances with mobile banking, keep up with spending with at-a-glance account review, and enjoy the many uses and advantages of My Card. Learn more at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank is extremely grateful for all the farmers and everyone who helps with harvest. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Sure, we've been scaring the bejeebers out of you at Knocker Woods for 10 years now. And this season, Grandpa Grim's got more than ever for you. More terrifying trails and mazes, more Halloween skill games, more monstrous eats. Plus screaming, lickety-split accelerated escape rooms, and backed by popular demand, the Flaming Jack-o'-lanterns. Knocker Woods in Gibbon is open every weekend in October. Pick up your discount coupon at Pump and Pantry. Get your tickets now at knockerwoods.com.
What waits in the woods? No, there ain't nothing like
the Get Up and Go
Breakfast Show.
Just want to let you know that I love the show.
I love what you guys are doing in the morning. It makes my day so much better.
KCNI KBBN Radio.
Move into the 8 o'clock hour, and we'll have a great show ahead for you here on KCNI and KBBN Radio. Take just a moment and let you know what's coming up sports-wise on our radio station since we have a moment. We're going to be on the road tonight and tomorrow for you to cover Broken Bow athletics, as the Broken Bow volleyball team will be on the road at Ogallala later on tonight. They'll travel out there for a big triangular with Minden and Ogallala. Going to be some high-quality volleyball tonight, folks, and we look forward to bringing the matches to you. Broken Bow will play in the final 2 matches of that triangular. Their first match will be against Minden. We anticipate it starting around 6 o'clock Central Time, and then following that, they'll take on the host team, Ogallala. So we'll be covering Broken Bow volleyball for you tonight. Those matches live on KBBN 95.3 FM and on the web at kbbn.com. Then tomorrow night, we're going to travel to Minden to cover Broken Bow football. It's a huge C16 district showdown as Minden takes on Broken Bow. Broken Bow winners of 5 in a row, 5-1 on the season now, taking on 4-2 Minden. It's got big playoff implications. It's got district championship implications. It's a big one, and we look forward to bringing it to you tomorrow night. And that will be broadcast, as every Broken Bow football game is, on KCNI 96.3 FM and KCNI1280.com. Kickoff for the game is 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Our Friday Night Lights pregame show, brought to you by Custer Federal State Bank, will start our coverage at around 6. Then Mr. Crawley and I will have the call for you with kickoff at 7. It'll be Broken Bow and Minden tomorrow night on KCNI 96.3 FM and KCNI1280.com. Also, we'll remind you what we have coming up for Husker coverage. Of course, tomorrow night the Huskers play, and I believe they're going to be able to play in Illinois. Isn't that crazy? Maybe you've been following the story, but apparently a portion of the stadium that they'll be playing in tomorrow night caught fire earlier this week, but it sounds like everything will be ready to go for the game, so we'll have Nebraska and Illinois for you from Illinois' Memorial Stadium, and that'll be coming up tomorrow night on KBBN 95.3 FM. Of course, because of Husker football coverage, we won't be able to have an area football game of the week for you tomorrow night, so we'll focus on the Huskers on KBBN Radio tomorrow. Coverage will start with the Countdown to Kickoff pregame show at 5 o'clock tomorrow, late afternoon, and then the kickoff will be shortly after 7 o'clock. So that'll be coming up for you tomorrow. And then we'll have coverage of Nebraska volleyball over the weekend on Saturday. Since the Huskers play football on Friday, we're able to bring you Nebraska volleyball coming up on Saturday as they take on Michigan. Coverage on the network will start at 6:30 on Saturday evening. And look who has made it to the SOD House. Hi, Dave Burney.
Boy, what a view you have here.
Isn't this beautiful? This is amazing. It really is. With the sun coming up.
Yeah, it looks great. Right by the windmill here. And
how'd you do on the hike up here? I was winded.
Not too much trouble so far.
Yeah, that's good.
I did walk on the grass because the gravel's a little softer and slows you down a little bit. But boy, what a nice walk that.
Oh yes, it is.
Have up here, and then you can go clear up the hill too if you like. So,
I'm sure we'll get into this later in the show, especially when we have folks come and visit with us who were, instrumental in the SOD House and everything. But I can remember, David, I know you can too, and I'm sure many of our listeners can. I remember when the barn was making its way through Broken Bow to come to this location. Think about that day. And now look at this view that you and I get to enjoy, and just look at what the visitor center has become. A lot of hard work, a lot of volunteer work has went in to make this what it is. And it's really kind of neat to just sit back and soak it all in to see what this area of Broken Bow has become.
Yeah, it goes back to the Luther family with the Luther barn. And it sat there for many years, and a lot of people remember it hosting rodeos and all sorts of activities at that location. And then along comes Roy Yanagita. We don't want to forget to mention his name because he was instrumental in all of this and still is. He still supports it. But we certainly, just looking at this site, looking down at the barn and how it looks now. And it was actually a beautiful barn when it was white and had Luther on it, but with now red and all trimmed out and nice foliage around it. Rick Moss has done a great job along with some other volunteers that have worked really, really hard to make this a special stop on Highway 2. And more and more people are going to be stopping here because of this wonderful sod house behind us here. With the sun hitting on it right now, it just makes you feel like you're back in the 1800s here.
It does, yeah. So it's going to be a great day, and we're going to put the focus on the Visitor Center throughout the breakfast show today. We've also extended the invitation to all of our regular guests that were scheduled on the show today, and they're going to come out here and join us as we are live on location at the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Visitor Center. Getting close to 8 o'clock, we'll bring you now the Dave Davis Farmers National Report, then news will follow. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Jim and Kathy Eberly reporting for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. I'm going to start with Farmers National Company. We have a listing at 1414 Memorial Drive. Welcome home to this beautiful tri-level home. Open floor plan with lots of sunshine. Kitchen has beautiful white silk quartz countertops, waterfall island, and breakfast bar. Island and breakfast bar both have extra seating, lots of cabinets, stainless steel appliances. Second floor has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Bedrooms have wood flooring. Master bedroom has a master bathroom, a ceramic tile shower, soaker tub, and a heated towel rack. The lower level has a family room, 4th bedroom, laundry, and 3rd bathroom. This home has had major renovations, including electrical and plumbing. Breezeway connects the oversized double garage. Large fenced-in backyard with neat privacy fence from Country Estates with 50-year warranty. Lots of landscaping, a patio area, utility shed, and underground sprinklers. That's located at 1414 Memorial Drive at 311 South 13th. This home living room has a picture window, large eat-in kitchen with gas range and built-in microwave, 2 bedrooms and a full bathroom on the main level, laundry located on the back porch. Second floor has 2 more bedrooms with walk-in closets. Lower level has a half bathroom, possible 5th bedroom, and lots of storage. Some newer windows. Has a 19 by 11 shed with window air conditioning that would make a perfect she shed, man cave, or great storage. Backyard has a privacy fence, covered patio in the back, oversized single car garage that is heated and has a workshop area. That's at 311 South 13th. 618 Hillcrest Drive. This is a ranch-style home in a subdivision. Very nice home with open floor plan. Breakfast bar separates the kitchen and dining area. The appliances are included. Dining area has patio doors leading out to the backyard. Main floor also has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and laundry room. Master bedroom has a master bath with double sinks and walk-in closet. Lower level is finished with a large family room, 2 bedrooms, and a 3rd bathroom. Lots of recent upgrades. All-electric home with a heat pump, nice yard with underground sprinklers and a deck in the back at 618 Hillcrest Drive. We do have the Broken Bow Kennels. They're located north of Broken Bow, capacity of 27 kennels, has office space, kitchen area, laundry area, and half bath. Fenced-in outdoor space, kennel equipment, propane tank, washer, dryer, and refrigerator all staying. Their air conditioner was new in 2022. The shingles are only 5 or 6 years old. Some new concrete work, detached single-car garage, new siding on the garage. Sits on 1 acre. Don't miss this opportunity at 44003 Road 801. That's north of Broken Bow. In Ansley on Main Street at 903 Main Street, we have a beautiful 2-story home. This home has beautiful woodwork throughout. Parlor has open staircase, living room and formal dining space. Dining room has been used as a main floor bedroom. Patio doors provide lots of sunshine for the kitchen. Main floor laundry. Upstairs has 2nd bathroom and 3 bedrooms. All bedrooms have walk-in closets. Furnace and air conditioner are only 2 years old. There is a smaller home that could be used as a rental or guest home. This home sits proudly on 6 lots and was originally built in 1920, and the current owner is only the 3rd owner of this property. Come see the charm at 903 Main Street in Ansley. Now I'm going to let Jim tell you about the auction this weekend.
With the machinery consignment auction, it'll be this weekend, October 7th at 9 o'clock in the morning. A lot of equipment on there, a lot of items, vehicles, you name it. There'll be a lot of items out there. There's a 4010 propane tractor with a mounted farmhand F11 loader. It's got a manure fork with a grapple, forage fork, and a sweep head. You got a Ford 8N tractor with a bar mower. You got a Knight model 3042 feed wagon with scale and stainless steel liner. You got a Ford 2-bottom plow with a 3-point hitch. You got a King Cutter 3-point 6-foot rotary mower. You got a 3.6-foot box scraper, a heavy-duty 3-point blade, 5 Bosch round bale feeders. You got a couple cradles out there. I seen a chute out there. There's 3 large tires for tire tanks, and then also 8 23.1-30 tires and rims. We got a 2010 Ford F-150 pickup. It's got about 27,000 miles, 2-wheel drive, extended cab. You got a 2005 Dodge Magnum SXT SUV. That's got about 20,000 miles on it, coming from the Myrna area. Good, clean, straight vehicles. And also a 1963 International 1600 straight truck with a wooden floor and steel sides. It's also low mileage. You got a UD 2300 HD moving van with a lift gate. You got a 2019 43-foot gooseneck open range 3X camper with 5 slides, king-size bed, 4 bunk beds, 2 baths, residential refrigerator, and an outdoor kitchen in this outfit. Also, you got a little utility trailer with side and back ramps. It's a Buck Dandy red single axle 14-footer. You got a Grasshopper 620 riding mower with a grass catcher and a 52-inch deck. I seen a Miller welder out there. You got another Miller Bobcat 225 gas-powered welder. There'll be a lot of items out there, folks. Make sure they're there at 9 o'clock starting Saturday, October 7th, again, out at the fairgrounds this weekend. Hope to see you there. It's supposed to be a little chilly. Maybe better wear your coats. So talk to you next week. Thank you.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The Biden administration has waived more than 20 federal laws to allow for up to 20 more miles of barrier at the southern border. Reporter Chris Fox.
DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is saying there's an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers in this sector that's seeing high illegal entry.
Ousted House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is giving his blessing to 2 lawmakers who'd like to replace him, Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Congressman Jim Jordan.
Well, they're 2 good friends. Both would do great.
All business in the House is at a standstill until a new speaker is chosen. Tens of thousands of healthcare workers at Kaiser Permanente are walking picket lines for a second day. CBS's Jolene Kent is in Los Angeles.
The union is asking for a minimum wage of $25 an hour. Kaiser has now proposed minimum hourly wages of $25 in California and $23 in markets outside of the state.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, in an unusual court development, a suspect pleaded not guilty for the second time to first-degree murder in the death of a Fauner Park horseman last March. 20-year-old Logan Huntshorse is charged with murder, felony robbery, and 3 counts of use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony for the death of 62-year-old Todd Scherer. On Wednesday, Huntshorse pleaded not guilty again to the first-degree murder charge. Court records show that Huntshorse withdrew an earlier not guilty plea in August while his attorney asked the court to dismiss the first-degree murder charge. He argued that the death penalty attached to a first-degree murder conviction was cruel and unusual punishment for a suspect as young as Huntshorse. The attorney asked that a charge of second-degree murder be used instead because a conviction on that crime carries a lesser penalty of 20 years to life in prison. District Judge Patrick Lee overruled that motion and set another hearing on the first-degree murder charge so that Huntshorse could plead not guilty again. Huntshorse is scheduled for a jury trial on January 8th, 2024.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Postseason baseball, the wild card series have all wrapped up, all in 2 games. The Twins shut out the Blue Jays 2-0. Starter Sonny Gray 5 shutout innings as the AL Central champs advance for the first time in the postseason since 2002. Up next for Minnesota, they'll face the AL West champion Houston Astros. Rangers close out the Rays with a 7-1 win on the road. Texas with a 4-run 4th inning. They got home runs from Evan Carter, a 2-run shot, and Odalis Garcia, a solo shot to support starter Nathan Eovaldi. 6 2/3 innings for him allowed 1 run, 8 strikeouts. Up next for Texas, AL East champs Baltimore. Phillies close out the Marlins with a 7-1 win. Bryson Stott, a grand slam home run. Aaron Nola, 7 shutout innings. Up next for Philadelphia, their NL East rivals, the Atlanta Braves. And the Diamondbacks close out the NL Central champs, the Brewers, in Milwaukee, 5-2. Up next for Arizona, their NL West rivals, the LA Dodgers.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunny for today. Highs top out near 67 degrees. Northwest winds become breezy, increasing to 15 to 20 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, mostly clear, possibly a few spotty showers developing or building into the area after midnight. Lows drop to 40. Winds remain northwest, 5 to 15. Higher gusts remain possible as well. And then Friday, lots more sunshine, strong winds, and highs make it into the lower 50s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Phil Jinsko.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
And we welcome you back to just outside the SOD House here in Broken Bow, Nebraska, as we are live on location for the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show this morning. And according to Brent's phone, it's currently 54 degrees here this morning as the sun comes up. And it's good to have you with us here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Brent Apperson, Dave Burney, and now Andrew.
Good
from
morning.
Pearson Physical Therapy. How are you today?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. Well. We're good. We're watching the sun come up.
That's right. We're getting blinded by the sun and the brisk, cool breeze here.
Yeah. Well, the sun's going to feel good. I think it's going to be a little breezy today, so that sunshine will be appreciated. You know, I was watching the water come out of the spout over there, Andrew, and I thought about going over and getting a drink. What do you think?
It's just sit here and enjoy the peaceful and the simplicity, right?
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Well, with this cold weather, I guess this isn't really cold, but relative to what we've been experiencing, it's cooling off.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about maybe what a person should do before he goes out and takes a walk in cold weather. Because we just came up the hill here.
Yeah. The muscles are a little stiffer, aren't they?
Yeah.
The body responds to some movement. I think the best thing in general, stretching program is nice. Sometimes just getting moving a little bit and getting your muscles going a little bit, get the circulation going is good enough. I guess it depends a little bit on the scope of what you're going to do in the morning. But yeah, just getting moving, getting the body going. A lot of that, more than anything, they found is just waking up the nervous system. I mean, your body, as we know, even when you're cold, you're still. My daughter just yesterday said, how come when it's cold outside, I still see, my breath coming out, that kind of thing. I said, well, inside your body, it's 98 degrees. And I mean, this idea that the body really gets that cold isn't too accurate, So just kind of waking up the nervous system, getting moving a little bit does a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, depending on what you're going to be doing, if you're just walking to the mailbox, not such a big deal. If you're going to go up the top of the hill there, that's another whole thing.
Right. I think we joke, too, about, if suddenly a lion jumped in the room, I think we'd find a lot of ability to move your body and get going. So that's the power of the mind. We kind of try to play off that a little bit with our patients too. This idea that you're really promoting, a positive, active attitude, and you find that your brain can really be powerful with that. And pain and and having a lot of inflammation and achiness in the body can really create a big damper on the body. So that's part of this idea of getting moving on a regular basis. Some of it just depends on your condition and why you're in the situation you're in, and that's where we kind of help you figure out that step-by-step process. But a lot of it, and I just had a PT student here the last few weeks, and and I tell him, I say, your skills are going to get better. You're going to figure out more and more options on how to do things. But the biggest thing is just to try to connect with people and try to get them energized to want to be more mobile and to kind of take that onus on themselves to really make the progress, because the person's brain is the all-powerful thing that will really get you some great gains.
Yeah, well, let's face it, it's kind of up to us. I mean, there's health challenges that come along that we don't have control over. I know that you have always talked about, I guess, preventative exercise. It's kind of cutting some of those things off at the pass.
Yeah. I think a big thing, and I think people in general, and I think you guys see this all the time too, is just this idea of a community too. I mean, you can take that on a number of levels, and this idea that when people come in, they haven't found the help they want, or maybe they don't even realize they need the help, and so then you're trying to make this connection about, okay, this is our role in your life right now, is to try to help you. And so if we can make that connection, that energizes people and it gets people going. I think you see that at a number of levels, whether it's things in the community, whether it's sports, whether it's in your family. When you feel isolated and you feel like you don't have help and nobody understands your situation, it's harder, and you get more depressed about that, and then you don't want to do things. And so a big thing I think that we can offer is being that teammate, being that advocate for your health, for your movement, for your function. So then you can get energized, and then it isn't something then where you just come and we do something, this exterior force or exterior thing that comes in and does something to you. We're sort of a teamwork working together to figure out how do we get you where you want to go. So
all right. Now, Brett admitted he was a little huffy-puffy when he got up to the top of this hill here. So.
Although I will say this, I feel a little bit better about myself visiting with you today because I did actually do some exercise
there you go.
This morning. Usually when you walk in, I got to be honest with you, Andrew, I feel guilty because I'm like, man, I'm just not exercising like I need to. But today I feel actually a little bit better with
I feel
you
like
here.
maybe you guys should build a hill around your radio clinic over there so that you can just go outside and do a couple of hill runs, and
that would be a sight.
I think that would be a sight. I think we could actually, if they would let us, set up our studio in the SOD
in the
here,
SOD house, yeah.
And then we have to walk up the hill to our studio.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's cozy in there.
It's
yeah.
very nice.
Yes,
very warm, and I'd say 20 degrees warmer inside the SOD, which is pretty amazing since there's no heat in there at all. It's pretty crazy. Oh, I probably led you astray there. You probably had something you wanted to talk about today.
No, I always, that's part of the fun of coming to talk to you guys. I never know where it's going to go and what questions. I remember years ago when I first came here to Broken Bow, when you were working with Bob asked me one time what the proper technique for walking upstairs was, and I just was kind of like, I guess one foot in front of the other, and you lean forward a little bit, and so I wasn't quite prepared for that. But
well, Bob had a way of going that direction, and I guess we've taken upon ourselves to follow his lead. But I think going into the cooler seasons, you talked about maybe getting a little warmed up before you go out, but just going one step further before we let you go is, I hate to say this, but we could be seeing a snow shower, snowfall here any time.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go out there with our shovels and tear into it. And I know there's a lot of harvesting going on, and people are doing a lot of extra things right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think sometimes it's when we see this sometimes with people, and they might have something that's been brewing for years, and then the change, whether it's a change in the weather, whether it's a change in your activities, sometimes that change is what kind of spurs something on a little bit more to where it kind of goes through the threshold and becomes a problem, and otherwise you didn't even know it was there, kind of a thing. So, but to get back, the one thing I did, it's October is Physical Therapy Month, National Physical Therapy Month. So we've kind of brushed on that already as far as just the scope that there's a wide variety of things that we see people. The one thing that we had talked about at the clinic was offering sessions to come in and we can take a look at feet. Feet is always a big topic. People always have questions about foot pain, or what kind of shoes should I be in, what kind of shoes best for my foot. So that's a big area that there's a lot of information out there, especially all over the internet, about what's the right shoe and what kind of insert and that kind of thing. So we can help a lot with that. So that was the one thing that I had brought in the back pocket, I guess. So
I guess I could throw this in and do another Bob deal for you.
No.
My mom tells me on the phone last night, I give her a call and she says, how'd the national test go, the emergency alert system going. I said, I think everything worked all right. And she said, well, there was word out today that there could be a life-threatening situation for the 2 hours that the emergency alert system was being spread across the country. And it made me think about how we need to go to the source. In the case of physical therapy, we need to come to you guys. We don't need to be reading some bogus post on internet. There's so much misinformation out there all the way across the board, but including what you do.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I wasn't sure what question I was going to be asked about.
I got full circle for you, Andrew.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I think we get that a lot where you come and everybody, it's almost like you have to peel back the layers of what's already been sort of like what people have already delved into over and over, and it's a process sometimes just to kind of get back down to a starting point and then go through the steps. So yeah, I think that's a good point to make, is that we've already kind of gone through that a lot for people, and if you just want to come in and we'll help sort of pull back the shades, I guess, or the curtain, pull back the curtain. Yeah.
Yeah, and see if the Wizard of Oz is back there.
That's right.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yep, no problem.
All right, Andrew from Pearson Physical Therapy, our guest here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We'll continue with more after these words.
South B Street in Broken Bow, open every day 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Previously frozen chicken drumsticks or thighs are only 99 cents a pound. Chairman's Reserve Premium Boneless Pork Loin Chops are 10 for $10. Buy delicious Honeycrisp apples for only $1.99 per pound. And 5-pound bags of Our Family Idaho russet potatoes are 2 for $5. For dessert, Our Family 48-ounce ice creams are $3.89. Gary Superfoods, happy to serve you in Broken Bow 7 days a week.
The Food for Youth Challenge is underway, and our KCNI KBBN studios are a drop-off point. Last year's Food for Youth campaign collected over 5,500 snacks and meals for Custer County backpack programs and food pantries. With your help, we can beat that number this year. Through October 18th, bring canned food items, boxed food, peanut butter, or gift cards to our local grocery stores to our studios. Together, we'll fill those backpacks and food shelves so the youth in our area can avoid hunger.
And we welcome you back live to just outside the SOD House here at the Visitor Center in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Big day today at the Visitor Center. We'll be telling you more about that as we go through the show today. But right now we're joined by Nate Bell with Universal Insurance, and here we are outside a SOD House. You know what my first question is going to be, and that is, have you ever drawn up a policy to insure a SOD House?
I was asked to insure this particular SOD House.
Were you really?
Yes, absolutely, because we insure everything out here already. And I declined because I don't think there was. I was anticipating the questions from underwriters, and they're like, no, we just didn't even pursue. I don't think it's possible anymore. I don't even know if it was possible. I assume it was possible back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, from a risk standpoint, I kind of explained to the folks that were asking me, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen to it. I mean, hail's not going to bother it. Fire's not going to bother it. Maybe we were talking about a blizzard might, a really heavy snow might do something to it, I suppose. But it's a pretty impressive structure for one, and I just don't know a whole lot that could happen to it, to be honest with you.
Well, I wonder, the Mike Adams family built the roof. You might be able just to insure the roof alone. I don't know.
I actually think we should go to roofs like this for all of our houses because that would sure greatly reduce the cost of hail.
I bet. Yes,
it really would. It really would.
It'd be probably. I hear it's really nice inside of there too, temperature-wise.
It is.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot can be learned from these things, and I've never insured a SOD house. It was the first time I've been asked to insure a SOD house.
Well, how about the contents?
Yeah, right.
There's some furniture in there and a stove, I guess.
I take that back. I did when I first started. There is a ranch that I insure that does have a SOD house on it. That we were unable to insure. So I do remember back, and that was like first thing I was like, oh my goodness, really? But yeah, an original homestead has a SOD house still on it that they just keep up. But yeah. crazy.
Well, I guess it kind of goes to the fact that as an insurance person, you never know what you're going to be asked.
Never.
To insure, right?
Never. Yeah. You would have asked me 10 years ago that I'd be insuring axe throwing businesses. I would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
I can imagine. Well, maybe that's a good transition, Nate, because I don't know if we've talked about that a lot, but insuring, I guess, commercial businesses. I mean, that's something you guys do.
It's one
right?
of the primary things we do.
Yeah.
That's one of my expertise, actually, is working on commercial businesses and really digging into how to take care of those businesses no matter what they do. Because everybody has unique ideas when it comes to business, and some can be more unique than others. And some present challenges from an insurance perspective that the guy or girl that's starting that business didn't even know would be an issue for insurance, and they're like, well, why is a tanning salon so hard to insure? You know, things like that. And so yeah, we love the challenge of trying to find those difficult to place risks. We also love the challenge of just working with the business folks and becoming part of their business a little bit, in their success, and making sure that if something happens, that their business is there after the event, and that's huge, because people pour themselves into their businesses, and I kind of got an entrepreneurial mind, so it's just fun to work with those guys and gals and just help them grow and understand and be a part of that process. So
yeah. Well, here we are. We're in the fall. Let's go back to, I guess, the summer, and you never know what's still ahead. But your perspective as you think about weather-related incidents over the summer, was it kind of similar to maybe what we've had in the recent past? Was it worse? Was it better?
I mean, microcosm-wise, Broken Bow has been very fortunate.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like, from a perspective of if you're a Broken Bow resident or kind of in the middle part of Custer County, that it was that big a deal. But we all know Callaway had its issues again, and statewide, it just seems that stretch south of Kearney to and then stretches all the way to York is just continually. I mean, they got it again this week. It's just constant. And then you also see the hail around the interstate and turned over pivots along the interstate that seem to continue to happen. I don't think these storms were as severe as in the past, but inflation has caused them to cost more. So we may have had less, but the damage is more expensive. So we'll see. I know we've been talking about it for a year and a half now or so, and the perils of the insurance business right now. And I know that they're still not in positive territory as a general rule. Hoping for a good fourth quarter. Projections have us going through one more year of this, and then we should see some stabilization because they've hopefully figured things out. But yeah, it was pretty good around here, so that's good. Crops look great. Everything's looking pretty good around here. We've avoided mostly. There's no wood. We've avoided
over on the side house.
And the harvest is going on, and I think most of the folks around here have avoided any major issues. There was a few spots, but all in all, I think everybody's been pretty successful around here, so that's good.
Were there things or topics that you wanted to address here this morning that we haven't
touched
on yet?
I think this is a great location for your studio permanently. This is
Really?
fantastic. This is beautiful out here.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
Being out here right when the sun was coming up, man, it was a gorgeous sight. It really was.
We say that now, and then it's going to be 50-mile-an-hour winds someday when you're sitting out here, and it'd be impossible to sit out here.
About mid-January or whatever, I don't know if we would want to make it.
There you go.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to wish the cross-country kids good luck today. They got conference in Ogallala, so we'll be heading there this afternoon to go watch them run and cheer them on. And we got a tough conference this year, which includes a tough district because most of the really good teams in the conference are also in the district. So it should be a heck of a run today and get us prepped for districts next week. So congrats to the girls golf team too. That was fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, big day for them district champs again. So let's hope we're in a few days saying state champs again.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Go Bo.
Absolutely.
Nate, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Nate Bell with Universal Insurance Agency, our guest here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We'll continue with more after these words.
Thanks, guys.
On the map with their excellent food and fun atmosphere, and they're adding even more. Follow them on Facebook to check out their weekly featured burger and salad specials. Plus, watch Husker football and volleyball on one of their huge big screen TVs this Friday and Saturday night. The Friday night special is clams and linguine, plus steak and Alfredo. And Saturday night, it's prime rib and shrimp buffet, plus clams and linguine again. Folks, trust me, grab your friends, head to Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold. It's where good friends meet.
The Food for Youth Challenge is underway, and our KCNI KBBN studios are a drop-off point. Last year's Food for Youth campaign collected over 5,500 snacks and meals for Custer County backpack programs and food pantries. With your help, we can beat that number this year. Through October 18th, bring canned food items, boxed food, peanut butter, or gift cards to our local grocery stores to our studios. Together, we'll fill those backpacks and food shelves so the youth in our area can avoid hunger.
Aero Aviation is happy to have served the area since 1971, and they look forward to serving you for years to come. Their aircraft is equipped with the latest in GPS guidance and flow control technology, and they're always searching for the next big thing in aviation. Contact Casey and Melissa Williams at 872-5113 and talk to them about your fall pasture spraying. That's Aero Aviation, proud to serve Custer County and surrounding areas.
Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow invites you to one of their upcoming flu shot clinics. It's as simple as walking through their door just off the square in Broken Bow. The high dose for those ages 65 and older is available, as well as the regular dose. No appointment is necessary. The next flu shot clinic is Monday the 9th, with many more scheduled in the future if you can't make it. Flu shot clinics at Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
27 past the hour. We're back on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show, live on location here this morning, just outside the SOD House. A new feature here at the Visitor Center on the east edge of Broken Bow, and we have another guest joining us at this time, Ryan Anderson from the Garden Center. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good. Well, what do you think about our digs for this morning?
Pretty good. I was kind of excited when they called and said come out here instead of going to the studio. So
yeah,
that's, I don't know, pretty neat.
So how'd the season go at the Garden Center?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
A lot of moved through quite a bit of product, I guess, and we're just kind of, I don't know, into the fall stages where it's really if you have like a perennial bed or shrubs and stuff that maybe didn't do so good through the last couple of years of drought and whatnot. Fall's a really good time to plant those, or to replace those, and finally got some cooler weather, and so kind of nice to get out and take care of some of those projects, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We got good variety of perennials and shrubs and stuff in, so come out and take advantage of that. So some of our evergreen, we brought in a lot of smaller evergreen, like landscaping trees and shrubs this spring. So say like a Taylor juniper or North Pole arborvitae, they kind of get about the 20-25 foot range, kind of slender trees, more for in close to like a house or just a smaller situation than say a big blue spruce tree. But we got a variety of those, globe spruce. But anyway, where I was going at with that is all our evergreen shrubs and stuff are 20% off right now. So
nice.
Come in, take advantage of that.
Ryan, we're going to have a frost, they're saying, in the weather reports Friday night, maybe Saturday morning, and I think they've backed off now on Saturday night, but sounds like we're going to get into the upper 20s Friday night going into Saturday morning. Does that change anything with planting trees at all?
No. You can, just because the air's cold in the morning or, throughout the night or whatnot, you can plant trees anytime the ground's thawed. So, if we kind of have a mild fall like we've been having, you could expect to plant anything, up until I know some people go into middle of November. Just depending on how cold it does get. But the ground, of course, is warm. Obviously, you guys have said you go in the sod house here, and it's warm inside. Well,
yes.
You go down into the ground, and it's warm too, and that's the advantage of planting in the fall is the ground's still warm. The plant, whatever you're planting, it's root growth instead of pushing energy up to make leaves and flowers and that sort of thing. And so the plant actually gets established, its roots established kind of a season before, the next season. And so next spring they really take off and do well. So
I figured that was the case, but I think we want to make sure. And the other part of that is no matter what, water, right?
Yes. Yep. Keep things watered up until the ground freezes. A lot of times I say if you can think about it this way, it's better to have those roots frozen in a block of ice than a block of dry dirt. So when the ground does freeze, so
good. Well, it does prove your point. When you walk into the Saudi behind us here, I'm just guessing 15 to 20 degrees warmer in there than it is out here. Yeah. And as the day warms up, I suppose it stores that heat like the ground does.
Yeah.
And so you can plant all the way until it gets frozen too hard. Now the other side of it, if we do get that frost, then the gardens will probably need to be manicured and cleaned up a little bit, maybe some flower beds and so forth. So that's coming up.
Yeah, and I've been asked that question a couple times that, if people have mums or flowers or, maybe a tomato plant that's producing that they want to get a little bit, more life out of, probably wouldn't hurt to cover those Friday or kind of, it looks like it's going to warm back up a little bit. You usually get that frost and then it warms back up, and but it doesn't look to be getting cold and stay cold, I guess. So
right. Yeah, we might be in for that wonderful Indian summer that we all enjoy this time of year.
Yeah.
And maybe get out and enjoy some of the color changing, which will come here real soon. And again, that's another reason to have some trees on your place, because you can get a lot of beautiful bright colors in your back or front yard if you have a tree planted and growing.
Yep, you bet.
All right.
What stage are we at as far as lawn care right now, Ryan?
Probably in the middle of October here we'll be wanting to apply some winterizer, so give the lawn some nutrients to make it through the winter. So
I know it's only October, but I'm going to ask anyway. The Christmas trees will be arriving when?
Around the 10th, probably 10th that weekend, 11th, 10th. So yeah, we got those scheduled anyway. So,
good.
And our winter greens and that sort of thing. So it's been kind of crazy. You go, and we've been going to some trade shows and been in different places, and I think the retailers, whatnot, have forgot about Thanksgiving and Halloween. It's already a lot of places set up for Christmas already, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. You've been talking about trade shows. I assume that one of the big things you've been going to those for is to showcase your furniture, right?
Well,
and other things, I'm guessing.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
We've been going to some spring booking shows, which
I see.
Is shows for us to get product in. But we through the month of September we was at a couple shows for our furniture and selling that, and we're kind of done a little bit for the season on that, and but we do still have a lot of inventory at the store. If you're in the market for that, you can stop in and check out. I think I was kind of working with it yesterday. There's 5 or 6 table sets in there, different heights, dining and balcony and pub height, and some different colors, and so some swivel gliders, bench gliders. So.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to mention that we haven't asked you about?
Well, as on the furniture side of it, if you're interested in that and can't get into the store or whatnot, we launched a website here in August, and you can jump on and check that out. It's prairiepatiofurniture.com. So that has every piece that we sell on there, and so it'll kind of direct you to contact me if you're interested in something. But so.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out to our location here this morning.
It's great.
It has turned into a beautiful morning.
Yeah.
It really has.
Absolutely.
So, Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Ryan Anderson with the Garden Center, our guest here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers is proud to be servicing the Custer County area, and currently land is moving at a high rate of speed. So if you are considering selling your land, now is the time, or get an opinion of what your land might be worth. Call me, John Farley, at 308-530-7854, or check me out at lashleyland.com.
Fall is approaching and cooler nights are upon us. You need to check out Garrett for Sports in Broken Bow for new fall arrivals. Husker gear is hitting the racks in men's and women's sizes, perfect for cheering on your favorite team. And remember, when you need to gear up for the sports you are playing, visit Garrett for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
And we're back live on location for the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show this morning. Brent and Dave with you on this beautiful Thursday morning.
It's just getting nicer and nicer, but as hunters know and fishermen know, when you like the sunshine, you look up and then the cloud cover starts moving towards the sun, and I think that's what's going to happen here this morning. Jeremy says we'll get a better picture when the sun is covered by the clouds, but it sure feels good right now. What a beautiful sight. And I think a lot of folks who live right here in this area, when you can, just come up and take a walk here, take a look at the barn, and take a look at the sod house. I'm guessing there's a lot of people who live right here in these communities in Custer County that haven't been here.
Yeah.
And I think it's something you're going to want to do.
Well, again, the main reason that we are here this morning is to spotlight all of the activities that will be happening through the day here at the Visitor Center. As Dave just mentioned, this is a great day to come out and take a look at everything with the beauty of the day. And, of course, the big ribbon cutting for the sod house will be coming up later today at around 5:30. And then the pie contest. I believe they're accepting the entries from 10 to 3. So bring your pie out here to the Visitor Center, and they'll get you all set up. And then the judging will be shortly after 3, and then they will crown a champion. Have you heard any word about the KCNI KBBN pie entry? I guess for us, I think it was you that started this. Was it you or was it both of us? I don't know. But I think we made a challenge, didn't we, to the Custer County Chief? And it's interesting, Brent and Dave made the challenge, and then we basically put it on the shoulders of other staff members.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened, isn't it, Dave?
Well, what happened, and I will just tell you, because we did our little trick that we so often do, Christy said, well, I don't really make pies. And so we went to Summer, our new news director, Summer Yarrington, and she said, yeah, I'll make a pie. Then yesterday afternoon, she says, Dave, I don't know if I'm going to have time to make a pie, so I don't think I'll be able to. So then I thought, well, it would only be a common courtesy to get a hold of Mona at the chief and let her know that we weren't going to have a pie in her just to compete against them. And I didn't want her to make a pie if she was doing it just for that. But Mona said that they were planning on entering a pie in the general competition anyway.
Okay, all right.
So Mona was making, I believe, an apple pie last night to enter, with all the other pies being entered between 10 and 3 today. But the KCNI KBBN crew basically wimped out.
Yeah, there's really just no more to say than that, is there, Dave?
No, We just failed.
Hey, speaking of failure, I wanted to know how your beautiful Brewers came out last night.
Well,
being the big Brewers fan that you are,
I'll tell you, I like that Philly team. I love I love the Phillies.
Oh, here we go. We're hopping on a new team now.
That's all I can say. I love those Phillies.
You know what? That's probably not a bad team to hop on the bandwagon of.
No, I was disappointed, but they just never really got anything going, scoring runs in either game. I got it off to a good start and then kind of withered. So, as you say, with your team as well, Brent, there's always next year.
There's always next year. You want to tackle some live reads? All right, let me divide these up. Let's see. I'll give you that one. I give you that one. That kind of splits them up for the moment anyway. I'll get us started by reminding you about a big day coming up on Saturday at Kincaidor Brewing Company in Broken Bow, one of their biggest days of the year. Might be even their biggest day of the year. It's Oktoberfest, and it's back at Kincaidor this weekend on Saturday, October 7th. Dust off your lederhosen and join them for one of their favorite parties of the year. There will be exclusive beer, sausages, and pretzels. A lot of games. Hammerschlagen is back. Stein Stamina, keg throwing, cornhole, beer relay, and among their new games this year, the Stein Hoist. They're going to have some great live music, too, to celebrate the day. Angie Kriz and the Polka Tunes will get the music started on Saturday from noon to 3. The Killigans on the stage from 3:30 to 6:30. And then them Uke Boys will be on the stage to close the night from 7 until 10. Going to be a great day of fun and activity at Kincaidor Brewing Company. So come out for the whole day. Come out for parts of the day. They'd love to see you. Oktoberfest is back at Kincaidor Brewing Company, and it's all coming up on Saturday, October 7th.
You know, Brent and folks sitting up here on the hill above the Red Barn and in front of the Saudi, looking down on Highway 2, you hear all the traffic go by and you realize, well, number one, how much traffic's going up and down Highway 2, and then also all the noise that's out there in our world with the trucks and the cars and the pickups all going up and down the road. Sometimes we forget about how each day our hearing is tested and stressed. So what we need to do every once in a while is get what they call a baseline on our hearing so that we can go back a year later, just like you do with your eyes or your annual health checkup, and just see how you're doing. So if nothing else, Roxanne at Nebraska Land Hearing can do that hearing test for you at no charge, by the way, and set up a baseline. And if everything's okay, that's good news. And then you'll want to come in every year thereafter, every couple of years, to make sure your hearing is still as solid as it was when you went in. If you do have hearing loss and need help hearing, Roxanne has over 30 years of experience, and she's right here in Broken Bow and taking every precaution necessary and every detail necessary to make sure she has a baseline for you or determines that you need hearing aids. If you do, she has some $2,000 buy local discounts for this month of October, additional buy local discounts with free chamber bucks, and also, of course, she does the custom fitting for the in-ear hearing aids that are rechargeable and state-of-the-art. And she's right here in town. The big key here with Roxanne is once you get those hearing aids, you can go back and see her anytime for adjustments, questions, maybe even helping the first few times with cleaning those hearing aids at no charge. Give her a call at 308-384-3852 to make an appointment. Located inside the Broken Bow Chamber Building. The business name is on the glass window in the front.
Encourage you to check out sandhillsexpress.com. If you go to the employment page right now, you'll see a job opportunity through the Nebraska Department of Transportation as they are looking for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Broken Bow and Oconto. At Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation, providing training, career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package, which includes a matching retirement contribution. To apply, you need to go to this website because an online state application must be completed. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
All right, Circle V Stitch and Post, ready to go for fall and winter, because now a hoodie is going to feel real good. And if you have a need for a hoodie and you have a team, a business, a club, a church group, and you want to get warm and be very, very sharp at the same time, talk to Velma at Circle V Stitch and Post. She can set you up. She's located just on the north edge of Broken Bow at 43920 Paulson Road. And school is in full bloom, but there may be some, jackets, hoodies for track and all of that that's coming up later in the spring. On the way to the basketball games and wrestling this year, if you have wrestling teams, Little League, she can make those logos pop out on any of those garments, and she has a large selection to pick from. You can also bring in your own garments if they're of the quality that can accept the stitching that Velma does, and she's ready to go for you. She also has things that are great gift items for weddings, baby showers. She has cowhide placements, coasters, table runners, area rugs, a variety of styles there, and Western items also on the glassware side, pitchers, cups, and other glassware perfect for creating a Western look. Wonderful gifts, and the list of ideas are endless at Circle V. Give Velma a call or stop by. Her number is 872-6173, and again, that address is 43920 Paulson Road. Love sitting here. I got to tell you, watching that water run out of that spout into the tank makes you remember things. And I got a feeling there's a lot of people out there that have been out in the country or up in the sandhills especially, and they run out of water. And they're driving along a sand road or a country road, and they see that water running out of that spout, and you just go over there and put your head down there and take a drink. And there's nothing better than sandhill water coming out of a windmill. Fantastic. And they got a cool little tank that the water runs into, and then it also runs on down to the pond as well. Wow, plane coming over, Brent.
Yeah, let's wave. Hi.
Twin engine.
Man, that is something. What a morning. Just a beautiful morning. Again, we're live on location. We're at the SOD House that was put up earlier this year to be a new feature here at the Visitor Center. And that's why we're here this morning, because it's a big day for the Visitor Center, as it's kind of a special day. They've got their pie contest today, and then the ribbon cutting for the SOD House, as just a day to kind of highlight the Visitor Center, Dave, and what it's become.
Oh, really? No doubt about it. The Red Barn is really an asset to the whole Highway 2 scenic byway, and also, of course, right here in Broken Bow, right across from the Custer County Fairgrounds. And so during the summer months when tourism is up, you've got all sorts of things going on across the highway, and then this wonderful stop here at the Red Barn, and now the SOD House, which is just so cool.
Yeah, very, indeed. I'm going to try to give Jeremy a little heads up here. I'm going to play a song maybe in about a minute or two, all right, as we roll through this Thursday morning together. We told you earlier about some of the sports coverage that we have coming up on our radio stations. Another reminder that tonight we will be in Ogallala for you. We'll follow the Broken Bow volleyball team there as they participate in a triangular with Minden and Ogallala. Broken Bow's first match scheduled against Minden at around 6 o'clock Central Time is what they expect, and then they'll play the host team Ogallala to follow, and we will have those matches for you tonight on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. We're going to step away for a little music break since we have some time. We'll kind of sit back and relax here as we are live on location at the Visitor Center in Broken Bow, Nebraska. House here at the Visitor Center, a new feature, and we'll be talking more about that once we get into the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll start to put our focus on the exciting day that they have planned here at the Visitor Center with some different activities, and then, of course, the big ribbon cutting for the SOD House coming up later today at 5:30. Brent Apperson with Dave Burney this morning. Jeremy Shipe is here. Big thanks to Jeremy for well, I think this may have even been, Jeremy's idea to come live on location here today, and he's put up all the video equipment as well so we can do the live video stream live on location today as well. Jeremy, did you want to come over and visit for just a second? I understand that earlier today you kind of got into the spirit of things. Would you like to share that story with us here today?
Yeah, I was just moving too quickly. Wasn't keeping an eye on my foot placement. And, if there's a stench that's carrying around with me today, it's coming from my right foot, which I planted in a cow pie this morning. So I'm just in the true spirit of everything that we've got going on today. And I don't – Mike, you can tell there haven't been cattle in this specific area for a while, right? So that's probably a pretty old cow pie. Is it pretty old? Yeah, it was pretty old. Yeah, so I stepped on it hard enough, I just crunched right through that hard outer layer right into the soft underbelly. So,
well, geez, Jeremy, if that's a good sign, because if it continues to crust up, then we can take them in and use them on the stove in here.
There you go.
And use them for heating.
Yeah. Wouldn't need to unless it gets colder. It's warm in there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very nice.
Great.
It's very nice. Yeah, they would use the old buffalo chips and cow chips for their stoves for heat, and it wouldn't take a bunch of heat in a soddy to keep it warm.
No, not at all. I'd imagine with walls that thick, you probably only have to have a little bit of heat coming out, a few coals in there, and you'd be good to go. And you'd really only want to go outside if you absolutely had to.
Yeah.
Because, you open that door once, all that cold air and all that hard work you went to get and all that, it's gone.
Yeah. Now, I know you've both looked in the soddy, and I know that you both love your families. I know that you have a tight family relationship with your loved ones. But how long would that last for us as happy family members if we all lived in that space?
Oh boy.
Yeah, often it wasn't even just your immediate family. It was several family members that lived together in these, and it was in the double digits sometimes that you were living in a house this size, along with lice and bed bugs and snakes.
Maybe a bull snake visiting you. Yeah.
That wouldn't work for me.
Well, those pioneers
I don't
were
do
tough.
snakes.
Yes.
Yeah, the pioneers were pretty amazing. I know Mike Evans was talking about it on the breakfast show, and we'll probably talk about it some more, but, just thinking about what they went through for the day-to-day necessities. We always talking about in this time period in the world what we need and what we want. And all they had time for back then was what they needed, not what they really wanted. And it's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And this SOD House represents that pioneer spirit. It's pretty amazing.
Well, we're going to take a break for news. We're at the top of the hour, so we're going to break away for news. When we come back, I think we're going to start to talk to some folks who were kind of instrumental in putting up the SOD House and just talk about the day of activity coming up here at the Visitor Center on the east edge of Broken Bow. We'll come back and do that after this news break on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Just in from Ukraine, the president's chief of staff says 48 people have been killed in a Russian attack on a village in northeast Kharkiv that hit a shop and a cafe. He says a 6-year-old boy is among the dead. Another child among at least 6 people wounded. President Zelensky is at a summit of European leaders in Spain, trying to rally support from Western allies. Here in the U.S., lawmakers in Georgia are beginning an investigation into reported problems at the Fulton County Jail. State Senator John Albers.
We can't stand idly by while people are dying and justice is not being adjudicated in a timely manner.
New York Mayor Eric Adams is in Mexico pleading with would-be migrants not to travel north into the U.S.
The message of this not being sustainable cannot stay within the boundaries of New York City.
He'll make stops in 3 other Latin American countries. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
The Chicago Bears are taking on the Washington Commanders to kick off Week 5 of the NFL, and it all starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The Bears will be without wide receiver Chase Claypool once again, but Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel of the Commanders are good to go. The NFL Network is reporting that Texans starting guard Kendrick Green underwent successful surgery this week to repair his meniscus. He will miss the remainder of the season. Green suffered the knee injury during Sunday's win over the Steelers. ESPN will televise the inaugural season of TGL, the Tech-infused golf league backed by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, as part of a multi-year agreement. Play is set to begin in 2024, and according to ESPN, all players will wear live microphones and viewers will have unprecedented access during the competition. And the NBA preseason begins today in Abu Dhabi as the Dallas Mavericks are taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunny for today. Highs top out near 67 degrees. Northwest winds become breezy, increasing to 15 to 20 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, mostly clear, possibly a few spotty showers developing or building into the area after midnight. Lows drop to 40. Winds remain northwest, 5 to 15. Higher gusts remain possible as well. And then Friday, lots more sunshine, strong winds, and highs make it into the lower 50s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Phil Jinsko.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
9:03 the time on this beautiful Thursday morning. The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show has gotten up and went on location here this morning. We are just outside the SOD House here at the Visitor Center on the east edge of Broken Bow. A big day ahead with some special activities, and then the ribbon cutting for the SOD House coming up later today at around 5:30. And we have a whole bunch of people here to, I think, kind of visit about the things that have happened and probably might even be in the future as far as happening here at the Visitor Center. Dave is here, and Dave, we got a great group of people, I think, to kind of visit with today.
We do, and I know they're just dying to get on the radio here with us. So let's get started. I thought maybe I would just hand these mics over to Mike and Rick, and you could visit with them a little bit. I'm sure they want to talk about this crew that's here and what they've done, but let's just find out a little bit how this all got started and talk to the guys. There you go.
All right, Mike Evans, Rick Moss here. First off, I want to say thanks. We have been brought pastries. Who is responsible for this?
Mike
I'm so
Evans.
thankful.
He
Mike
thinks
Evans,
of everything.
bless you.
I
Thank
knew
you.
that how much you like baked goods, so
Yes,
we don't want to hear him beg. Yes.
Well, you know what? I am shameless, but I'm rewarded for it, so it'll probably continue, to be honest with you. I was talking to Dave about this earlier in the show, but I remember the day, and I'm sure probably all of us here do, when the barn was making its way through Broken Bow out to this location. I think back to that day, and then the beauty of the scenery as we came on the show live at 7:30 with the sun coming up, the SOD House, what the barn has become, what the grounds have become. Did you guys ever think it would turn into this on the day that barn was going through Broken Bow?
You know, I didn't know what to expect at that time, but it's turned out to be really worthwhile and rewarding to see what we have now. So
yeah.
A lot of people to thank for that. Roy Yanagita being one, Bob Allen being another, it's just been a great process, and we're really happy with the way things are going, the way things turned out.
Well, it's such a beautiful location. It's such a beautiful place, and in order to keep it beautiful, Rick, it takes work. And I know a lot
Mike
of
knows.
Yeah, and Mike knows.
Stan Sedlacek, he knows.
Yeah, there you go. But a lot of people know because a lot of people donate their time.
Correct.
To keep this looking the way it looks, and I know you are one of them, but you're also very appreciative of the others who donate their time.
Absolutely.
Rick is about 90%
Yeah,
of the
right.
groundskeeping.
Well said, Mike.
Every now and then
Yeah.
I pop out and he gets
Save
behind
me.
or something, but this is Rick's garden.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very impressive. It looks wonderful right now, and a lot of people, will come out here and go on walks and bring their pets out and run around. We got 11 or 12 acres out here.
13 to 14.
13 to 14 acres, he says. So, there's plenty of room to run around, walk around. We got this beautiful lookout center over the top. If you take the trail up to the very top there, it's quite a sight when you get up there. It doesn't, from here you can't tell, but when you get up there, you can see the whole canyons and there, behind it and all over, and it's just a neat place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rick, what about this season, the summer here at the Visitor Center? A success? Were the numbers up?
A huge success.
Huge success.
A lot of that, we have to give credit to the Passport program from Nebraska Tourism. They have a good thing going, and it really increased our visitor count immensely. We will be close to 3,000 visitors for the season, which is 5 months. And that was not exceeded in the 7 years that I've been involved in record keeping and that sort of thing. But the eclipse year, we had 2,700, so we've surpassed that, and that was kind of my goal.
Yeah.
And about 35% of our visitors have been Passport holders, so it's been a great contributor to our visitor count being increased. So we're really happy with that. It was a good season. We ended our season September 30, so we're closed for now, except for these special events. But went quick, but it was very successful.
Well, a special event today. The pie contest is today. You want to talk about that a little bit, Rick? I mean, they can bring their pies in from, is it 10 to 3?
Correct.
I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be our 5th year. COVID did away with the 2020 season, but our 5th year overall. And it's just a hoot. A lot of fun. People really enjoy it. They stick around to see what the judging comes up with, and just a whole lot of fun. So I encourage people to come out and take part.
Now, do you get to be one of the judges?
No, I haven't had that pleasure yet. But
He's going to be too busy.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I know a couple of people that would like to be.
I hear you. Yes.
We've got 2 judges from up the highway, one from Thedford and one from Hyannis, just to give us some, spread out the joy, I guess.
There you go.
And then last year's winner, Peggy Walters, will be a judge. So that would be the 3 judges.
All right. Sounds good. And then later today, of course, it'll be the ribbon cutting for the SOD House. Let's talk about the SOD guys. I know that Mike and Rick, you guys were kind of instrumental in kind of getting this ball rolling. Maybe take us back to that point. Where did the idea come from, and then just kind of talk about the idea and how it came to a finished product, maybe.
We got on Rick and I were both on the Red Barn committee, I'm going to say at least 10 years ago, and we were in a little office down in at the municipal building, just throwing things out there, what we could do, and I don't remember who said it exactly. I mean, I don't know if it was me or not, but I'm just saying, I said, I don't know if I said it, but somebody said, we should build a SOD house there. This is the SOD house capital of the world right here in Custer County. And that's where it started. Well, then we went years and years, you know how it is, and this plan and that plan, and no rain, and it just, it started there, and then it just came to fruition pretty much last year. We were going to roll. Well, then we couldn't get the plow in the ground, it just was so hard. And so then this year came together. We got some rain, and we just had about, we had a crew lined up and ready to go if it rained, and it rained, and we rolled. and we had a couple of days where we had a huge crew out here and put up most of the walls, and then I'm going to say after that we didn't have near as many people at one time, which was fine because we were kind of getting into the fine-tuning part of it. But the Adams family that's sitting right here next to me, all four of them, Mike and Kathy and Steve and Barb, they just, if it wasn't for them, we would not have this sod house. I'm just going to say they've finished it off. You can see they did pretty much the roof by themselves, and although Rick and I always offered help,
we just would have been in the way.
We would have been in their way. Yeah, that's right.
Didn't want to slow them down.
And you know, so they are very instrumental, all four of them, and very thankful that they got involved. Steve was from the very beginning. He said he had roots in a soddy, and he's kind of, when are we going to build that sod house? When are we going to build that sod house? So, well, as soon as we get some rain, and we got it, and like I said, we rolled, and then, you know, by chance Dave Downey had heard about it up there at Myrna, and he said, well, I got this contraption that we can cut some sod, because you can't just use a regular sod cutter. You have to get down into the dirt. So a regular sod cutter isn't strong enough because it just cuts the roots. We had to get down into the mud. And so he had this thing, and it worked like a cherry, really, and made the strips. And then we had Coach Garner had his group of high school boys over there, and a bunch of other men as well, and plenty of women too. And we just kind of got a system going, and we'd chop those strips and roll them up and bring them over here. And then Mike and the gang and Rick and them would show people where to put them. We had a lot of good, strong help those 2 days, and it really went up pretty quick.
One of the things that I've been hearing from so many who were maybe a part of putting this together, I'm sure that it was very difficult to not have an appreciation for back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Putting up a soddy, because you've talked about it. You had equipment helping you. You had all kinds of people helping you. These folks were putting these up with, I mean, you know, by themselves, and they probably didn't have Dave Downey's equipment to help them dig the sod.
Really, the thing that baffles me is how they got the upper layers done.
Yeah.
You know,
I never
saw any pictures with ladders or anything like that out there. You know,
yeah.
If they had any lumber, they probably used it for roofing. You know, they didn't use it to build ladders. So I'm not sure how they did it. I really don't know.
You can ask Jeremy over there. He helped on some of that taller stuff.
Well, he's tall.
Yeah. What about the roof? Can you guys talk about putting the roof on this soddy, and maybe the challenge of doing that?
Oh, I don't know if there's a lot of challenge.
Yeah.
We used a little more high tech equipment to lift the logs up, and I don't know. It's just, there was no real plan on the roof. It just, something stuck in my head, and that's what we went with. And it's,
yeah.
I don't know. You just start, and once you get started, you just keep rolling.
Well, it looks great. And Barb, I wanted to have you talk a little bit, because you've been kind of, anybody that's coming up here, we've been going inside and you've been kind of explaining things. I think they need to get inside and look at the timber you used across the span there. It's pretty cool. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, Mike and I went and tried to find trees that were looking for light. And we found some in Myrna, a couple cedars in Myrna, and then we found elms at our place, you know, that were in our grove of trees that were kind of looking for light. So we cut those, and that's how and then the main big one up there was I think Cooksley's. He had it down there, so we hauled it up here and put it up. You know, Mike had the bucket truck on that end with a chain, and I had a rope on this end trying to guide it in the hole over here, so we got it up there.
we cheated.
You cheated a little bit. It was a lot of work, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of work and a lot of fun, and interesting what we built and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think when you walk in, having the timber in there really sets it off. I guess I had in my mind, since it, you know, today's lumber probably was used for the braces in there, but it really makes it feel like you're back in the 1800s.
Yeah, it does. It's real neat to see.
Yeah. Talk a little bit too about you were showing me earlier about.
When Downey cut the sod down there, it was just a long, row. So the people down there would get a tape measure and measure it off, and cut it with this. Go down long and just cut the sod, and then they'd pick it up and put it on the pallets. And then when they got up here to get it up on the wall, we took this board. Everybody had boards, and we'd, a couple of people would scoot the sod blocks over on this, and then we'd lift it up, and
that's how they got them off the ground too. They'd slip them on the boards and slide them off, because otherwise we found that you just couldn't handle that 2 foot long and 4 inches thick and foot wide. It was just too heavy and it'd break on itself. So you had to put it on the board.
Oh gosh!
First ones were what, 80 to 85?
Yeah, I brought a scale out just to check it out, and they were 83 pounds, and I mean it was pretty. They were pretty wet because we got a big rain right before that. But later on, they were only maybe 60 or 70 pounds. But they're still. It was a chore to get them all flipped over. I don't know how they did it in the day to keep them from breaking apart, but they had to do something about like what we did, I think. But the one thing I guess that we didn't that I didn't count on was the walls. Or if you look at them, I know we're on radio, but we're at Facebook too. But these walls are alive still, and I think when they get rain. So part of the support structure, I believe, is these walls possibly growing, these bricks growing together a little bit. Yeah. I don't know that for a fact, but it seems like it sure would help.
And Barb was talking about she's been filling in the holes inside, and talk a little bit about how you do that.
Well, I just put water in my bucket and go out here and get some mud or dirt, and I mix it up with my hand at first and get the hard clods out, throw them out. And then when I get it kind of mixed where I want it, I put my hand down in it, and if my handprint stays there and it just kind of leaves a little suction, then it's right. And then I take the trowel and I just, fill holes and cracks with it.
And you mentioned you have a ways to go.
Yeah, I think it's a never-ending process.
Well, this is fantastic. What's that guy doing over there? He seems to be staying out of the way.
He doesn't want to talk.
He's our overseer.
He's the manager.
An overseer. There you go. Got to have one of those.
When I know he knows if back in the pioneer days he could help him grow some hay and put it up, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I think this family effort that you have is just fantastic, and I know these guys, Rick and Mike Evans, really appreciate it, and I think just to highlight the fact that they knew to stay out of the way tells you a lot. Yeah. So any other thoughts before we go?
I just wanted to say that the ridge pole that we used in this, that come from Cooksley's, it was originally used in a sod house. It was, so that it's going to have to be over 100 years old, I'm sure, that original main ridge pole in this that they donated. Yeah.
Late 1870s. So, wow, that's something.
So that's what we used for the main ridge pole, and then we just added more but yeah.
Okay.
So it has a very old piece built into it already. So
that's fantastic, Steve. Any thoughts on, now that you have the crew trained, to maybe add on to your place, do some remodeling?
I don't think we'll use this kind of material. It's labor intensive.
Yeah, well, thanks for all you guys did.
Yep. Everybody have a good day.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I think you guys have been asked this already, but are you going to turn it into a bed and breakfast?
We've been asked that a lot.
I bet you have been asked it.
When I heard Nate on earlier this morning,
yes,
that was the first comment I had when somebody said, "Are you going to turn that into an Airbnb?" And I said I could just see Nate's face, loud and clear.
Well,
and
it's going to change.
Laughing all the way to the.
It might change our insurance status a little bit.
Right.
So, but you know what? We gotta keep things at the grounds up somewhere or another. Maybe someday it turns into that. Mike and the gang here are going to build an outhouse, so I don't know how primitive they really want to get, but
started over here, so it's almost like an indoor plumbing already.
We're going to have an outhouse, so we haven't designated the person that has to maintain the outhouse.
You know, Mike, I was just talking. It sure be nice if there was an outhouse here, and not you guys are going to be doing that. Yeah.
Volunteer duties.
Yeah, volunteers. Well, again, I think really we're all standing here wondering how the pioneers back in the 1800s did all of this with the means they had at that time, and how they persevered under unbelievable conditions, and just everything that they worked for every day just for what they needed. It's just amazing. Yeah, they worked hard. Yeah.
I imagine maybe they took the horse and wagon and went and got the sod, and then maybe stood in the wagon and tried to put stuff. Who knows what they.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And then maybe, I don't know, when they're sleeping in the bed some night, a bull snake stops by to say hi.
And then they grab them up and throw them in the pot and serve.
They probably ate them. That was their breakfast, right?
I think Barb found a mouse already, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah.
Putty and I stepped back, and Kathy said, "You killed it." I said, "What?"
I didn't have a breathing chance.
I know.
Stepped back and stepped on a mouse. Killed the poor thing.
I never really heard them complain much about mice or snakes. There's told stories about them, but the one thing that drove them all nuts was bed bugs. That's what they fought worse than anything.
Kathy, what do you think about that?
I don't know if I can hack bed bugs.
I think most of us don't want to deal with that. It's bad enough in
a huge problem today.
It can be.
It can be.
It can be. Well, it's amazing how warm it is in there, and you have put a few things in there, kind of decorative for right now. And I know that the next year you'll probably put something a little more permanent in there. But I'm anxious. Now you've got me really going, Brent. The outhouse is going to be fascinating.
Yes.
And have a special dedication for the outhouse.
I think there's a lot of people who would say, Brent, that the breakfast show belongs in front of an outhouse.
I was just going to say, I think there's a lot of people who would think that would be appropriate. Yes.
It's probably going to be a two-holer. You guys can just sit. The outhouse would probably be a two-holer. You guys can both sit there and broadcast right out of it.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I think everybody's faces are pretty red right now.
I have to bring this up because my mom is a faithful listener of the show on the internet, and I know that the visitor center, we've been talking about SOD House, it's all about history, right? I mean, it's about appreciating history, and I was given a picture of my dad, right? Now, what school is this? East
Side, District 11, Valley County.
Okay.
And 1950.
1950. Okay.
That gives away my age.
And it's a picture of my dad in school, and on the back it's got the names of all the kids, and my dad's name is James. Everybody calls him Jim, but I did not realize until I was looking at the names on the back of this, it's Jimmy Apperson.
Yep.
So Dad's going to be really excited about that because I guarantee you from now on, Brent's calling him Jimmy the rest of his life. So this will be great. Thank you for bringing that picture out.
Don't tell him who gave it.
I won't. It's just between you and me.
And I know that Dad is going to be proud that we'll be doing a breakfast show inside of an outhouse very soon.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Rick, you have the microphone. Would you give everybody an invitation to come out today? I'm sure you'd like to do that.
Certainly. First of all, you guys saw this morning that Thomas Livestock brought out 16 picnic tables, so we're hoping we'll get a crowd big enough to occupy all of those. So we really thank Thomas Livestock for them doing this. They've done it for us more than once, and we really appreciate it. It's going to be a great day. Hopefully it warms up a little bit, but we're looking forward to a lot of people coming out, and I know the pie baking contest will be fun, and we should have a lot of entries, right, Gene? Gene's keeping track.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yep, we have 2 big meat and cheese trays being made at Grocery Cart, and we'll have refreshments, and we just really would like to have a lot of people come out, just to overflow this place.
And the ribbon cutting for the SOD House, that's scheduled for 5:30. Am I right on that time, or somewhere in there?
Somewhere in that
somewhere
neighborhood
in there.
With us losing our speaker, that's going to give us a half hour that we didn't plan on. So
okay.
It may be a little bit earlier. We'll just have to see how the judging goes and the pie contest, how that ends up. But
it might be between 5:30 and 6, somewhere in there.
Okay, right in that time
frame. We won't do it too early because people got to get off work and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and find a place to park. That's
we
that's
do
true.
Have parking to the west of us if you enter through the Acres East driveway. So there's overflow parking there, marked by traffic cones.
Okay.
Hopefully it's obvious and people will see that. So.
All right. You mentioned, maybe we should touch on this just real quick, Rick, in case people haven't heard yet. You did have a humanities speaker that was scheduled for today.
Correct.
But unfortunately not going to be able to be here.
She contracted COVID, and I saw Dave, I think, with a sweatshirt on that said Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
She just got back from Ireland.
Oh,
so I think she imported COVID.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and she just found this out a couple of days ago, so we didn't have time to get anything else scheduled.
Yeah.
Too bad for her. She's a good friend of Joan's, and they were going to have lunch together. So
yeah,
we'll miss that. Some other time, maybe.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I would like to thank all of the people that helped us on the SOD House project, in addition to the Adamses, and all of our regular volunteer staff that man the barn and keep our doors open. We've got a consistent number of about 35 people that are available to help us, and they do a terrific job. And all of the volunteers for the SOD House project, we've got, Donis and I have on a sheet of paper that will be framed with all the names of the volunteers that we kept track of. And if we missed anybody, we can change it. So if when this is published and people see it, if they see that they weren't included, I'd like them to get a hold of me.
Okay.
So anyway, thanks go out to a lot of people.
Well, it's another sign again the way a community comes together when
exactly.
Even in this project and the visitor center as a whole. It really is a community coming together, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Guys, all of you, thank you so much for being here today. Enjoy your day, and thanks a lot for letting us come out and broadcast from here
today. Thank you for being here. Yeah,
right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right. All right, sounds good. We will take a break, and we'll start wrapping things up from the breakfast show after these words on KCNI and KBBN Radio.
Next time from the outhouse.
It's important to make hay while the sun shines, but remember too that haste makes waste. So when it's time to refuel your tractor, give both it and yourself a brief rest. Take a few minutes to let the engine cool and refresh yourself with some water, iced coffee, or soda.
This week and every week in 2023, think and practice safety first.
Brought to you by Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold, where good friends meet. Wishing you a safe and successful harvest season.
Channel Brand is offering VT4 Pro with RNAi technology to growers in 2024. Technical agronomist Tyler Vrugden Hill of Nebraska says he's excited what this new trait package will provide growers.
We're talking about a lot of different things in one trait combination. What we're getting above ground is what we already have in our Tricepta offering, Tricepta trait offering in our corn portfolio. So really good coverage on things like western bean cutworm above ground, also multiple corn borer species. But below ground, we're also getting one mode of action from a cry protein. Really nice coverage of above ground pests with Tricepta, and then below ground, two very effective modes of action against corn rootworm.
Learn more about how Channel Seed with VT4 Pro could work in your fields. Visit channel.com/VT4 Pro. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. 2023 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
Today's agriculture demands expertise, and no lender delivers more ag expertise than Farm Credit Services of America. More than simply having the financial products and services you need to do business, we have the knowledge and commitment to help grow your business. From financing the next season to growing the next generation, we work to achieve your goals. We're Farm Credit Services of America. Call 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Aero Aviation is happy to have served the area since 1971, and they look forward to serving you for years to come. Their aircraft is equipped with the latest in GPS guidance and flow control technology, and they're always searching for the next big thing in aviation. Contact Casey and Melissa Williams at 872-5113 and talk to them about your fall pasture spraying. That's Aero Aviation, proud to serve Custer County and surrounding areas.
4-H members believe helping others is important, whether it's providing tutoring to a student who needs a little encouragement or delivering meals to hospice patients. 4-H members dedicate their hands, heads, hearts, and health to serving their communities.
This week and every week in 2023, we salute the 4-H and our local 4-H members and volunteers.
The Grocery Card proudly supports all the local 4-Hers and their hard work. Visit the Grocery Card online at gkbrokenbow.com.
All right, we're back here at the SOD House at the Visitor Center on the east edge of Broken Bow to kind of wrap up the breakfast show today. Jeremy, what a enjoyable half hour visiting with folks who were instrumental in putting up the SOD House, and the way that I guess the community can show their appreciation is to come out and view it, because that's why it was put up and made a part of the Visitor Center.
Yes, come out and see it, and come out after the pie judging is done. They're going to have pie available for a free will donation, and you can donate money knowing that it goes to things and projects out here that are really boosting our area and bringing tourism to Custer County and Highway 2 and the Sand Hills National Journey Scenic Byway. It all, all the way down to a few dollars for a slice of pie. It all adds into what they're doing here and trying to raise money for what they're doing and telling the story of central Nebraska. So come out to that, and then come out to the ribbon cutting just after 5:30. That should be a really special event as well.
Yesterday, our friends at Off-Broadway came out and visited with us, and they let us know about a job fair that is coming up soon that they'll be hosting. And we want to remind you of that. Wanting a career change? Interested in something that is rewarding, fun, and flexible? Well, this is your chance to help with the elderly and make that career change today. Off-Broadway will be hosting a job fair on October 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. They are hiring for the current positions: caregivers, day shift, part-time, medication aides, full-time, day shift, housekeeping, days only, full-time position, cook assistant during days, part-time, and an evening cook, part-time. Wages starting at $16.50 an hour. Receive a $25 gift certificate during this time for filling out an application and talking with them during their job fair at Off-Broadway, which is scheduled for October 11th from 1 until 4. Quick reminder, tonight we've got high school volleyball coverage coming up for you on KBBN 95.3 FM. We'll be traveling to Ogallala as Broken Bow will take on Minden and Ogallala in a triangular there. We'll have the Broken Bow matches live for you tonight on KBBN. Broken Bow will play Minden first. That is scheduled for around 6 o'clock Central Time, and then they'll play the host team Ogallala following. So we encourage you to join us for that later on tonight on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. We again encourage you to come out and enjoy the day here at the Visitor Center, the ribbon cutting for the SOD House. Probably in between that 5:30, 6 o'clock time frame. They encourage you to come out and enjoy that. Come out and enjoy all of the festivities that will be happening during the course of the day here at the Visitor Center. Big thanks again to all of our wonderful guests who joined us this morning. Big thanks to Jeremy Shipe helping us with the live video stream for our special on-location broadcast of the breakfast show here this morning. For Dave Burney, I'm Brent Apperson. Thanks for listening, everybody.